The Division 296 tax continues to dominate industry discussion post the recent federal election. Peter Burgess from the SMSF Association is with me today to discuss this issue. Hello, Peter. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Darren. Thank you for having me on the show.
Now, it just coincides that our chat is in the lead up to the SMSF Association's Technical Summit for 2025. And at that event, you'll be providing us with a little bit of an update on the situation, won't you?
That's right, Darren. So I'll start the technical summit with a legislative update, like I normally do. So we'll be giving an update on where things are at with Division 296. We do expect the Greens to support the government with this particular proposal. So the government clearly has a passage here to get this legislation passed. So it's absolutely up to them now as to where they want to progress with this legislation, and certainly what we're hearing, that seems to be their intention. We obviously disagree with this tax. We have disagreed since the outset. We continue to advocate for changes to be made to this legislation. We continue to say that the use of actual taxable earnings is the appropriate way to introduce a tax like this. If we have to have a tax like this, then it should be based on actual taxable earnings. That's the only way that you can remove taxing unrealised capital gains. We don't subscribe to the view that it would be unfair on other sectors if the SMSF sector was allowed to use actual taxable earnings. The issues that Treasury has put forward in terms of why we can't use actual taxable earnings, understand they are issues for the large funds, but they're not issues when you're talking about funds with small numbers of members. And also the idea that we need system neutrality here, or sector neutrality, which is really why Treasury are refusing to allow SMSFs to essentially use actual taxable earnings, because they want the same approach to be able to be used across all sectors. To me, that is a fallacy, because we know that system neutrality won't be achieved with this measure. We know that defined benefit members will already be treated differently under this tax. So that to us is an unachievable goal, system neutrality, and we have also a clear precedence here that system neutrality can and should be foregone when there's unintended consequences associated with trying to achieve that. And I'm referring to here the changes made last year to the non-arm's length income rules, where we can clearly see there is no system neutrality in the way those rules apply. But we moved away from system neutrality because there was unintended consequences. So the same concept, we believe, applies here. So we continue to push, the need for SMSFs to be able to use actual taxable earnings, and we'll continue to do that right until the legislation is passed, and probably even after the legislation is passed. So yes, I'll provide an update on all of those things, Darren. There's a couple of other issues I'll be covering in my session as well, providing an update on that ATO ruling around when a pension starts and finishes. Non-arm's length income, we still have some loose ends with non-arm's length income. We're still not satisfied with where we've landed with the amendments that were made last year. So I'll provide an update on what we're doing in that space and the conversations we're having with government and the ATO about it.
Yep, that all sounds absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure that everybody will be very keen to hear about all of the latest developments on those issues. Are there some other technical sessions delegates can look forward to as well?
Yes, look, there is a lot of technical content in this 2-day session. It is a technical summit, so there's a significant amount of technical content that will be delivered over that 2-day period. There will be sessions. There's a workshop on contribution strategies, which Gemma Sanderson will be presenting. We have a workshop on pension strategies, which Lee Mansell will be presenting. And, those type of workshops are always very popular. So really looking forward to those workshops. Related party transactions, there will be a workshop, Shelley Banton presenting that session. We know related party transactions are the most common types of contraventions that are reported to the ATO, and so this workshop will be looking at how to correctly apply these provisions, particularly in relation to the borrowing rules and LRBAs, and looking at how to avoid some of the common mistakes when it comes to the related party transactions. So a session on that. some of the emerging issues around SMSF audits will be covered off. We're doing a state planning session with Clinton Jackson as well. So there's a significant amount of technical content, as you would expect, in a technical summit presented by the association.
That's great. You mentioned the technical sessions, but this year's program is actually going outside of that a little bit with some content on ethical considerations for practitioners as well.
Yeah, that's right, Darren. We have included on the program this year some sessions around ethics. We're very much aware that advice practitioners are facing unprecedented scrutiny from regulators, from clients, from peers. So we have some sessions on the program talking about things like cognitive decline, elder abuse, how to identify those issues and how to manage those issues. So Peter Bobbin will be presenting a session on that. We've also got a really interesting session that's going to be delivered by Neil Dallas and Victoria Mercer, talking about ethical and moral dilemmas and how to deal with those type of issues, and also how to demonstrate professional judgment, professional and ethical judgment when you're faced with those type of real case scenarios, particularly relevant for self-managed super fund practitioners who might find themselves into some of these ethical and moral dilemmas at times, and how to ensure they do, demonstrate professional and ethical judgment when those scenarios arise. So really looking forward to that type of session.
Okay, and are there any other keynote speakers that attendees should pay attention to as well?
Yes, absolutely. So Bryce Figgett will be closing our summit this year with a session on lessons from the courtroom. So Bryce will be looking at some of the recent cases involving self-managed super funds and some of the lessons that we can learn from those cases, and that will be a very entertaining session and also a very informative session. So looking forward to that. Louise Beattie will also be presenting a keynote address on aged care and SMSFs and how the two interact, and so that will be interesting as well. So over that 2-day period, 6 workshops, 4 keynote addresses, and 4 technical sessions. So as I said earlier, there's a lot of technical and also non-technical content really included in this year's agenda, and we do expect this summit to sell out. The registrations have been very strong, so certainly would encourage delegates to register early for this because we do have limited space at this venue. So encourage our practitioners and members to register early.
Sounds great, Peter. Thanks for sharing that all with us.
Pleasure.
The SMSF Association Technical Summit 2025 will be taking place at the Sydney Masonic Centre between the 6th and the 7th of August. There's also an online component as well. To find out about the event and register, please reference the details you can see on your screen right now. Well, the SMSF Association Technical Summit is always a quality event, Peter, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Darren. Yes, I'm looking forward to it too.